Hello there, Cancer, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. Today, I am going to be doing your love reading for the first half of August, so we'll take a look to see what energies are in your romantic love life, and then what possibly may happen, any obstacles or advice that Spirit may have for you. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and if you're resonating with this message, I would really appreciate it if you would consider like, sharing, or subscribing. And remember that it is a general reading, so if you're not resonating with the message, you may want to check out your moon, rising, or Venus sign. Okay, so let's take a look at the overall energy. So Cancer, this is, the card of no place like home. You're looking to be at home with a soulmate. Whether you're with that person right now, separated from that person, or looking for a new person to enter your life. Look at this. Next card out is soulmate. Yeah, you're really trying to connect either in the physical, your physical 3D world, or you're trying to reconnect on the 5D level. If this person isn't in your life right now, you might just have this sense of feeling like, your soulmate is coming in, that sense of, kind of expecting that there is going to be somebody new in your life. And if you're in a relationship or you're separated, it definitely looks like your relationship is going to the next level, or possibly that you're going to reconnect. So we'll get some more details. Serendipity. I love this card because, this card is kind of like the universe is bringing the two of you together. I think you possibly already have kind of like this sense that this person is about to, just spontaneously show up on your path, or a person from the past is spontaneously going to call you and say, hey, how are you doing? What are you up to, Cancer? All right, so we're going to take a look at the energies in the present, any obstacles that you may have on your way, or any areas of resistance, and then the outcome. Okay, so right now, oh, nice. And on the bottom, we have the moon card. So this is about secrets. This is about the divine working behind the scenes to help the two of you come either in union or in reunion. And right now, your energy is the Four of Pentacles. We're going to clarify all these. But the Four of Pentacles is like holding on to something. You could be holding on to the idea of this person coming back into your life, or holding on to the hope that someone new is on your path. It can also be about holding on to fears. Fears that you'll never find someone to be in love with, right? Romantic love. You could have fears that it's never going to work out for you. But I feel like this is a hopeful, with both of these cards here as your energy, this is a very hopeful feeling. So you could have some fears, like you could be really hoping for this to come onto your path, but then also having those lingering fears in the back of your mind. Will it ever work for me? Okay, so your resistance is the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is about learning something new or seeing a new perspective in something. And so it could be that, especially if this is somebody kind of returning from the past, having to look at that relationship in a little bit of a different way. The other thing is that if you're looking for someone new to come onto your path, then it's about looking at things in a broader perspective. Like if Cancer, if you're kind of like narrow-minded, my person has to be this tall, have this color hair, this color eyes, have this type of profession or whatever. It's kind of like, this is a card to say, hey, open your eyes to some other possibilities, because your soulmate is not going to be exactly perhaps the way that you are picturing them. It's about being just a little bit more open-minded about who you may, be attracted to, or someone that you could spend the rest of your life with. Because look at what you have in the future. You have the Lover's card. My goodness, this is a true soulmate. This is your twin flame coming in. This is somebody that is truly meant for you. Like, it's not just a connection, it's not just a physical connection, it's not just even an emotional connection. This is a connection that's so deep, with your heart, with your soul. It's like almost, that sense that you can finish each other's sentences, that sense that you know what the other person is thinking. And that's why I feel like so many of you, if you are separated from this person or you have no idea who this person is, so you're thinking of a new person coming in, it's almost like you have this sense of them already in your life. And the reason is because you're connecting not just in the physical 3D world, but also in the 5D world, in the dream world. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and clarify these, see if we can get some more details for you. So this Four of Pentacles, so let's see, is this about fear? Or is this about hoping? And my guides just pointed out, look at what she's holding on to. She's holding on to like a dollhouse representing the home, right? And I think it's kind of like you are hoping, for either this person to return into your life or perhaps, someone new coming in. You want a long-term committed relationship. You want something that's going to last the test of time. Yes, because we have the Ten of Cups, the Hermit, and the Magician. Oh my goodness. Okay, with the Judgment card on the bottom, the Judgment card is about reconciliation, reunion, second chances at a love that is, perhaps separated right now. Or it could be somebody, from a long time ago that, reaches out, has learned something new about you. Yes, because we have a Page of Wands under there that's about new inspirations, wanting a new start, a fresh start. And then look at this, we have the Moon card. So, we have the moon on the bottom and then we have the moon here. And the Moon card is about having, there are things hidden from you that you do not know right now, and they're not bad things. There are things about, spirit is kind of working behind the scenes, or this person could be working, trying to figure out how they can get to you. Because look at what we have here for the Four of Pentacles. You're holding on to the hope of having this Ten of Cups, everything that it is that you want, all of your hopes and dreams coming true. And you're really trying to manifest this with the Magician card. This is you just really kind of concentrating on putting it out to the universe. And I think that the person that you're dealing with is also feeling the same way. And you're understanding with the Hermit card that this is a special connection. It's almost like, the Hermit card is also about learning new wisdom, learning lessons from if you are separated from this person, learning the lessons that you need to learn from when you were together, perhaps why you separated, having a deeper understanding, a deeper knowing, going within to find those answers, not just thinking that, this person brings you external happiness because of what they may be able to offer you in like the 3D world, but they also are offering you something on a spiritual, emotional, mental level too, not just in the physical. And with the Judgment card, I really do feel like for a lot of you, this is somebody coming back from the past or reaching out to you, wanting to reunite. And it's kind of like, hey, can I come home? And whether you were living together or not, it doesn't matter. It's kind of like you are home to them and they are home to you. It's like you each of you is the home to the other one's soul. What a beautiful energy here. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at your resistance here. So with the Page of Pentacles, we have the Three of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords on the bottom. The Six of Swords is about moving from choppy waters into calmer waters, taking something that's in conflict, taking a different approach to it. With the Page of Pentacles, it's about taking the lessons that you've learned about this conflict and then applying them in this relationship or with this person, getting a new perspective about everything. And with the Three of Swords, I really do feel like you are in separation from somebody. Something hurtful has happened. And I think that this other person has, done something or said something or didn't say something, right, that you really wanted them to say. So, for instance, perhaps you were wanting them to, start a home with you, to, perhaps you wanted to take your relationship to the next level or something, and they weren't quite ready. And that could be the disappointment. So it could be, something hurtful that they did, but I kind of get a sense that it was something that they didn't say or didn't want at that time. Now, with the Seven of Pentacles, this is about time and effort. It's about planting your seeds somewhere and then waiting until it's time to harvest. It's about choosing where you put your time and energy. And, I feel like one of the reasons that you're so disappointed is because you did put a lot of time and energy into this. And it's kind of like, I feel like you may be sitting there going, well, if you're not sure yet about our relationship, I'm sure, because I put a lot of time and energy into this. I know this is what I want. And, your disappointment is perhaps that they're not putting the same time and energy into it, or they haven't exactly come to the same conclusion yet that you have. They may not be ready for that commitment. There's still this juggling of, is this what, I want? I feel like this is your energy of, do I stay or do I go, right? And it's about taking a different perspective of that. Of realizing that even if you put a lot of time and energy and you are disappointed with this connection, that there's still a lot of love here. Or if this person has hurt you in some way, that there's still a lot of love here. It's something that you can still work on, that you're not yet ready to throw in the towel. That's, you're kind of juggling. You're kind of like one day maybe saying, yes, I'm ready to throw in the towel. And then the next day you're like, I miss them so much. It's going back and forth between those energies. And I feel like one of the messages here is that it's about changing your perspective. It's almost about choosing. Remember, you have the Judgment card on the bottom. It's about choosing that you do or you do not want this relationship. And Cancer, I think you really do. I think when you go down deep, you know that this person is meant for you. Now, if it's a toxic relationship or there's been some abuse, of course you possibly did, you do want to move on, right? But it is about, not being sure if you want to move on. With the Two of Swords, you're thinking about it. But it is true that you want a fresh start somehow. Either you want a fresh start with someone new, or you want a fresh start with this person. It's very interesting. Oh, and underneath that we have the Tower. It's about realizing, it's a sudden realization that, what is it that I really want? Going into this Hermit energy and asking yourself, what is it I'm really trying to manifest here? I almost feel like some of you are trying to manifest just a conversation. Like you may not be in communication with this person, and you're wanting just to even communicate, to have a conversation with this person, just to figure out what they're thinking, because you have the Moon card twice. It's like, I wonder what they're thinking, right? But I think that this is a message from Spirit about you going inward and trying to figure out what it is that you truly want. What is your Ten of Cups? What do you want, Cancer? What is it that you want out of this relationship? What is it that you want out of any romantic relationship? And then it's about making that choice and then going in that direction. It's about choosing what you want and then moving forward in that direction. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at this Lovers card, because I think, Cancer, a lot of you, if you really we're honest with yourself, I think this possibly is a connection that you want to stay in, that you're willing to put some more time and effort into. So we have the Fool card, the Temperance card, Eight of Wands, and the Tower on the bottom. So, those cards were underneath because they are showing us that those are the cards that you're coming into very suddenly, okay? Because you have the Tower card coming out twice. I also want to point out that you have 3 out of these 4 cards are major arcana, and then the Tower card on the bottom is also. Now, underneath that, you have the Ace of Swords. This is about finding out some truth. Remember, you have the Moon card here quite a bit. It's about learning something new, finding out a truth that is going to help bring in some healing. With the Star card, it's about, wishing upon a star. It's about magician, but it's also about true healing, like taking the lessons from the past and applying them into the future. And then underneath that, we have the Hierophant card. This is the wedding card. This is the long-term commitment card. And then we have the Page of Cups. I believe this person wants to offer you an apology for whatever has happened in the past. And once again, I get a sense that it's what they didn't say more than what they did say or what they did do, okay? And then underneath that, we have the Eight of Pentacles. They're willing to work on this relationship. They want a fresh start with you. You want that fresh start too. It's kind of like, okay, we've learned something about each other. We've learned what this connection really means to each of us. And I think it's about having that conversation and being very clear about how much you really care about them, how much love there is in this connection, about how you can work together, about putting the time and energy into, getting over the obstacles that you might have in this relationship and also healing any of the wounds that have been created. And with this, the Fool and the Temperance, I think you have waited a very long time for this communication to come in. But with the Tower card coming twice, this information is coming in very quickly. I think they're going to reach out before the full moon, and I'm saying that because you have the Moon card twice, before the full moon in August, to say, hey, is there a way we can get a new start? Now, the other thing with this Temperance card is that you have had to wait patiently, but one of the other things with the Temperance card is that this is another sign that the divine is working, like your spirit guides, your angels, your deceased loved ones have been working behind the scenes to help the two of you overcome whatever obstacle was in this way. Okay, now that's a lovely energy. Let's pull a couple of soulmate cards here to see what we have. Any other? Yes, we have fresh start, cycles, and separation. With surrender, it means to go ahead and surrender, put that time and effort into this relationship. And yes, the two of you, both of you want a fresh start in this relationship. It's kind of like, not that you may not have to have some discussions about what happened in the past and how can we prevent that from happening in the future, or why that was so painful for you or for the other person. It's not that you don't have to maybe work on something or discuss something that happened in the past, but then it's kind of like, we're going to move on. We're going to take those lessons and move into this new start. You're seeing that there are some cycles. So even though you want a fresh start, I think part of the problem here is that you were seeing patterns in your relationship. And they could have had something to do with like control issues, or, just one person taking the other person for granted. There was some type of cycles, and, you may have spoken up about it, or they may have, and then nothing was really done. Like the cycles, when I kept saying that, I thought you were hurt more because of what wasn't said or what wasn't done. I think you may have expressed something about this pattern that was repeating in your relationship, and you may have spoken up, and the other person may have said that they were going to work on that, but then they didn't. and that is what caused the pain, because we do have the separation card. Now, I do think you're in separation right now, but I don't think you're going to be in separation much longer. Okay, so let's pull a couple of romance angel cards to see what we have here. And I really love this serendipity. Underneath that is to be fair, which means bringing balance into this relationship. And underneath that is come to the edge. This is like the Fool card. It's about, bringing balance back into this relationship and then being willing to go, to jump off the cliff and say, okay, we're leaving the past in the past and we're going to start a fresh start. Really nice. I have a sense that, especially with this no place like home and the sense of separation, this person could be at a distance from you. Like they may live in another city. That could be part of the reason why you're separated too. They may have had to take a job in another city, something like that. But I feel like they're at a distance from you. And it is kind of this sense that they want to come home, but it's like going to be new. It's going to be different this time. All right, and so for your romance angel cards, you have you deserve love, unrequited love, and codependency with chemistry. There's a lot of chemistry in this, and especially with this soulmate energy, we can see that. But one of the issues here is that even though you definitely deserve love, Cancer, and you definitely do, one of the things here is that there was like unrequited love. There may have been codependency or control issues, or one of you felt like, you were putting more time and effort into the relationship than the other person, and you felt like, well, I don't think you love me as much as I love you. It's about bringing that into balance, having those conversations about why you feel that way, and then putting true effort, because the Seven of Pentacles is about putting true effort with your greatest intentions. You're planting the seeds, and you know that you're not going to harvest today or next week or maybe even next month. It could take a year or 5 years or 10 years, right? It's like we're going to plant these seeds together. We're going to nurture them. We're going to put them in the best soil we can. We're going to fertilize them. We're going to give them water. And then we're going to watch the seeds, germinate and then sprout and then grow. And it's about really realizing how much time and effort and energy that a true soulmate relationship takes, especially one that you want to go the distance. And that has to be balanced. That, some days one person is maybe going to water the seeds more or take care of the seeds more than the other. But in the end, you both are putting time and energy and love into the relationship. Okay, so I'm going to pull a creativity oracle card to see if we can get you any more advice. But, Cancer, this has a lovely, lovely ending to it. It is about both of you taking a new approach to this relationship. It's the new fresh start that you both have maybe been waiting for. Okay, now I cannot believe this, because look at this. There's a moon here. I really do feel like, the moon energy is really playing in your connection. So your card, and I'll read it for you, says dream. Connect to your intuitive dream world of metaphors and symbols. I really do feel like I said that right at the very beginning. I feel like you're almost connecting in the dream world. You're already trying to figure out, how can we bring this relationship back to life? What is it that is going to take? And, really look at how these penguins just really kind of comfort each other. They're in, the Arctic, and it's super cold, and, the one is just kind of like nestled in the other. It's about really connecting and providing a very safe place for each other. And it's very mutual too, right? It's that balanced energy of both of you bringing the balance into this connection. Okay, and I'm going to pull a Lover's Oracle card to finish this off. And Cancer, if you have enjoyed this reading, I really would appreciate it if you would consider sharing, or subscribing. Okay, it says imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. And I really do get the sense that if the two of you reconnect and you're thinking about this fresh start, I just keep getting that message that you really do have to let the past go away. You may have to talk about it, you may have to come up with strategies so that those issues don't come up again so you can break those cycles. But then it really is about saying, okay, let's get a fresh start. Let's start all over again and going in that new way and leaving the past in the past. All right, Cancer, I do wish you lots of love and light in this situation and all your situations. Bye for now.